BBC and the illusion of neutrality. When selective framing becomes ethical blindness. For decades, the BBC has claimed to be the global benchmark of journalistic neutrality, carrying the symbolic weight of public service broadcasting. Yet, its repeated coverage of Thailand reveals an uncomfortable truth. Neutrality is often less about facts, and more about the stories a newsroom chooses to highlight or ignore. When reporting on Thailand, the BBC consistently frames the country through narratives of political unrest, human rights concerns, and institutional controversies. These are valid issues in themselves, but the absence of balance is telling. Rarely do audiences see Thailand's role in ASEAN peacebuilding, its quiet diplomacy on Myanmar, or its leadership in sustainable economic models such as the biocircular green economy introduced at APEC 2022. By reducing Thailand to a set of negative talking points, the BBC risks turning journalism into advocacy rather than truth-seeking. The ethics of selectivity. Journalistic ethics demand multiple perspectives. Yet BBC's Thailand coverage reflects a single lens: liberal democratic norms. This may resonate with Western audiences, but it disregards cultural, political, and regional contexts that shape Southeast Asian diplomacy. When the BBC frames Thailand as shielding a junta in Myanmar, it ignores ASEAN's foundational principle of non-interference, an approach designed to preserve peace in one of the world's most fragile regions. What is portrayed as weakness is, in fact, a different strategic logic, double standards and global perceptions. This selective framing is not applied equally. When Western powers engage in pragmatic diplomacy with authoritarian regimes, it is often described as realpolitik. When Thailand does the same, it becomes complicity. Such double standards expose the gap between the BBC's proclaimed neutrality and its actual editorial choices. The result is not global understanding, but the reinforcement of stereotypes: Thailand as perpetually unstable, perpetually deficient. Why this matters? The BBC's influence extends far beyond Britain. Its framing shapes investor confidence, diplomatic perceptions, and even domestic morale in the countries it covers. When narratives consistently tilt toward conflict, protest, or institutional decay, they distort reality as much as illuminate it. A global broadcaster carries responsibility to reflect the complexity of a nation, not reduce it to caricature. A call for reflexivity. This is not a call to silence criticism of Thailand. Constructive critique is essential for democratic discourse. But when critique becomes the only narrative, it ceases to be journalism. It becomes agenda. The BBC must ask itself whether it is serving the world with a balanced lens, or serving its audiences with a predetermined storyline. True media integrity requires reflexivity, the courage to question not only the subjects of reporting, but also the biases embedded within the newsroom itself.